What's up, y'all? My name is Jessica. I'm 28 years old and I am a heroin and fentanyl addict. Up until recently, I had actually been clean for a whole 3 years, and unfortunately, I ended up relapsing. And of course, I'm not proud of it, but any addict that is actually honest with themselves and honest about their addiction will tell you that this is something that happens. Shit happens. And guess what? It'll probably happen again. This is nobody's battle but your own. So, as many times as you need to take, as many times as you need to fall, I say do it. A lot of the times, as addicts, we tend to look at relapse as defeat. Look at what we did this whole time, all this time we wasted for us to fall back into this web. And this is the reason why they say that people that relapse are in a very sensitive spot, especially because, one, we haven't been using for a really long time, and here I go using the same amount of drugs that I haven't used in years, which usually leads to death. Or we're so fucking distraught that we wasted this whole fucking time. Fuck it, I'm just gonna get high until I kill myself. So if this is you and you relapsed recently, let me tell you something. Come here. Come here. Come. It's okay. Sobriety is a lifetime achievement. So don't throw in the towel just because you had one little mishap. Keep on going. Anyway, I will be documenting my recovery and I plan to include everything. Everything? Everything. Good, bad, and ugly, because anybody who has gotten sober before will tell you this shit can get crazy. So if you're an addict and you need help in recognizing whether you have undealt with trauma, stick on by. So let's get started, shall we? Numero uno, feeling guilt. So they say the way to deal with sobriety in your future that you must first deal with the trauma and the abuse in your past. So now it's time to get real. My heart wants so desperately for me to just let go. But this thing called the brain won't let me. Can you imagine just how big the trauma that an abuser has to leave you with? So much so that you feel shame for what they did to you. Let me say it again. I feel shame over what you did to me. Fucking crazy, dude. And unfortunately, that's one of the most common feelings within survivors. We carry guilt that doesn't belong to us. So, speaking from an addict's point of view, this is one of the main reasons why I've never been actually able to deal with all of my past experiences, because I find it hard to talk about them. So, unless you can talk about your childhood trauma or your abuse without crumbling into a million pieces, you know that you have work to do. Number two, nightmares or PTSD. This is usually a huge sign that you have undealt with trauma. For myself, it comes in two forms. So these nightmares usually consist of me being back in my childhood home where these events took place, and I usually cry out for my mother, and that's usually when my boyfriend hears me and wakes me up. And the second being where I could literally be having one of the best times of my life, followed by a random flashback of one of these memories that usually leaves me kind of in a comatose state where I totally forget where I am and what I'm doing. And my boyfriend's actually gotten really great at recognizing when this is happening, and he kind of gets my attention and snaps me out of it. And last but not least, addiction. Duh. So I think everybody can agree when I say that one of the main reasons why us as human beings we tend to drink and use drugs is because we're trying to suppress or numb a memory, right? So if you find yourself doing that more often than usual, you have undealt with trauma. Congratulations. But on the road though, I hope this video helps somebody out and recognizing that they need to get help. And I hope you guys check back in with me. I will be documenting my whole road to sobriety, and we'll be doing updates every day with a little video and show you guys how it's going. Thank you. Happy holidays.